Namaste, my sisters. Namaste, and welcome to today's session here in the Shamanic Sister Circle. I'm so excited to be here with you. Today is Yule, and I really look forward to having a special holiday season session with you here. I'm going to guide you through the magic of the Celtic Wheel of the Year, and I'm going to show you how you can manifest your big desires throughout the year by celebrating. Pretty awesome, right? I am so psyched to be here with you. Everyone who's here with me live, say hi to me in the comments. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you're already feeling the holiday spirit. I definitely can. I'm here in super hot Bali, but there's lit Christmas trees everywhere, and hot chocolate and mulled wine, and even stuff that I only know from Austria, like like almonds that are candied, like sugar almonds. I don't know how you call them in English. It's super yummy. And I just started to decorate our own Christmas tree with my son today, and he's already decorated the house like 2 weeks ago. And yeah, I cooked tons of red cabbage to make a traditional Christmas meal. So that's all in the freezer. So I'm definitely totally already in the holiday spirit and really in the mood for some Yule magic with you here today. So everyone who's here with me live, say hi to me in the comments. Let me know how you're doing, and let me know if you have already been celebrating the Celtic Sabbath, or if this is totally new to you. Everyone who's watching this on the recording, of course, let me know as well. And I'm just gonna check here that everything is working technically to make sure everyone can hear me and see me. If you're here with me live, let me know in the comments. So I'm sure that everything is working. Facebook has been very glitchy lately, so I'm just double checking here that everything is working. And then we're gonna dive straight in. I've got some really cool stuff planned for you today. I'm very excited. Lots of magic. Lots and lots of magic to come here. Okay, I can see myself live here in the group, so I'm pretty sure this should be working for everyone. Ha! I can see the comments. Perfect. Hi Katja, welcome. You're celebrating for the first time. That's great. Amazing. That's good to know. So something really exciting is coming your way. So let me tell you first why I am celebrating the Celtic Wheel of the Year. There's actually 3 reasons for that. So first of all, my mom was a total witch. She died when I was 8, but that was still somehow enough time for her to really teach me to love the moon, to use flower essences for healing, and make the right decisions for myself using the pendulum, and to appreciate the power of celebrations. She put on a lot of very intentional parties, and that was just so magical, and that's why I love doing this for my clients. That's why celebration is a really big part of my work. And of course, for manifesting, we manifest through our feelings and through our vibration much more than our words and actions. And so it is really so important, to just feel good. And I don't mean, we don't do any spiritual bypassing in my world. We do very deep healings indeed. But once we are done with that, we get back into a high vibe. And it's a really beautiful way to live our lives. Now, the second reason why I'm celebrating the Celtic Wheel of the Year is I'm from Salzburg. It's an ancient Celtic stronghold in Austria, and the Celtic traditions are pretty much still alive on the countryside today. So I literally grew up with some of them. Like, for example, on May Day, Beltane, there's lots of traditions that are still alive in Austria today and that I was participating in as a kid. And I also lived in Scotland twice in my life. I spent a total of almost 4 years in Scotland, and of course, I also couldn't escape the magic of the ancient Celtic rituals there, especially living in the eco-village Findhorn, and used to go to all the magical stone circles in the area. So yeah, that's the second reason. And then the third reason is that in addition to my apprenticeship in core shamanism, I also studied Celtic shamanism, and many of my spirit guides and power animals actually come from this tradition. So I'm very much anchored in the Celtic tradition. It's my favorite, although I have also in addition to core shamanism, studied some of the practices from Mongolia and Brazil and Siberia, which is where the shaman that I trained with has learned from indigenous shamans. But the Celtic tradition is the one that to me was felt the most like home, the most magical, and yeah, I just love it. For me, it's very much like pastel-y, glittery, full of fairies and unicorns and dragons, and that's pretty much my realm. I'm this kind of white witch, so this is really what suits me, and this is what I love. So this is why I've included the 8 Celtic Wheel of the Year celebrations in Shamanic Stars in my 7 months apprenticeship in core shamanism. Some of you who are here right now are my apprentices. And I've also included it in the Moon Tribe as a special bonus. And the Moon Tribe is my monthly membership. And I included this because these celebrations guide you through the year in a truly intentional and magical way, so that you don't just, go through the motions, or you let the circumstances dictate how you feel and how your life evolves, but you really set intentions and you go after what you want, and you disinvite what you don't need anymore. So these are really 8 magical recordings full of shamanic journeys, sacred rituals, and practical wisdom to manifest your biggest desire throughout the year, as I have done many times. In 2020, for example, I manifested my first 6-figure year with the goal of moving to Bali, which I did. In 2022, I manifested my beach house, and this year I manifested the relationship of my dreams with my soulmate. So this stuff really works, and it is so much fun too. And I'm going to show you today how you can do exactly that by working with your own energy and the energy of the different times of the year. I'm going to do that in this session. And I also warmly invite you to join the Moon Tribe, my monthly membership, so you can get the 8 Celtic Wheel of the Year celebrations for magical manifestation, so that you're really guided and supported each step of the way throughout the year. This membership is really super affordable, and right now there's even a discount until December 31st. And it also includes all of my best-selling do-it-yourself courses. There's Shamanic Chakra Healing for Abundance, which costs over €1,000 if you buy it separately. There's Shamanic Inner Child Healing. There is the Dark Goddess Initiation, costs over €2,000 if you buy it separately. There is the High Vibe Kit, as well as a private group to share and ask questions at any time, which is definitely priceless. So, there's a lot of value in this membership for a small monthly investment into your dreams. So whether you want better health, more wealth, more power as a healer, a beautiful business, or a great love life, this membership really will help you with all of it. The deep healing, the beautiful self-care, and the magical manifesting. And now here comes the coolest thing, a big announcement, which is something really special in my life because I've wanted to do this forever. I have finally created my own coven. So I've added a second membership plan to the Moon Tribe that, in addition to everything I just said, also includes a live new moon and full moon ceremony with me every single month. So this is where you actually get to tell me what you specifically need help with, and then I will custom tailor our Zoom live sessions to your needs and wishes. We're going to do deep healings in there, we're going to do spells in there, we're going to do rituals in there, like so much magic. And yeah, so this is really a shamanic witches coven. And this sisterhood experience will help you to live your most magical life, expand your powers, manifest beyond your wildest dreams. We will focus on the topics that every healer and aspiring healer needs to focus on: purpose, power, and prosperity. But we'll go beyond these topics. We'll also include love, body, beauty, anything else that your heart desires. You can check it out already on my website. It is already live at shamanicyoga.love/moontribe. You have the link in the description. And you can even get a monthly discount, a quite big one, if you join the Queen Plan when you enter the coupon code SPIRIT at checkout. So the Queen Plan does not include the live sessions, but all of the DIY courses, as well as the 8 Celtic Wheel of the Year celebrations. And when you join the Shamanic Witch Plan, then you get something super special. You actually get a Christmas gift that you can give to someone else. One of the courses that you're going to get access to as a shamanic witch, shamanic inner child healing. Those are eight really powerful inner child healing sessions that cover all the topics that are really important to heal your inner child. From safety to healing from rejection, abandonment, neglect, to really just feeling loved, feeling seen, feeling heard, and finding your purpose, and really opening up to receiving money, feeling joyful, feeling healthy. It really covers all the big healing topics. And you get to literally give that to someone for Christmas if you sign up within the next 24 hours. Just send me that person's email address after you're signed up, and there you go. I'm gonna gift this to them in your name. Pretty cool. I love it. Christmas spirit. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the Moon Tribe. And in the meantime, let's dive in with today's topic, because I'm going to share so much magic with you. I don't even know how we're going to get through this because I have another session coming up today. But I'm going to do my best to really be as detailed as possible and give you so much magic so that you can use this. If you have questions at any moment, please put them into the comments. This is a dense topic, but hopefully I managed to explain it clearly and beautifully. Welcome everyone who's joining me here live. Hi Karen, hi Ada. Beautiful that you're all here. Welcome. Okay, so there are 8 Celtic celebrations in the Wheel of the Year, and these are Imbolc, Beltane, Lunasa, Samhain. These are the lunar celebrations, and then there are the 4 solar celebrations, which are Ostara, Lita, Mabon, and Yule. And in the Moon Tribe, there's a video for each one of them to celebrate and manifest and go through a deep healing process. Now, in terms of the calendar year, would start with Imbolc, celebrated on February 1st. But in terms of manifestation, the year, if you look at the year as one big manifesting timeline, then the year actually starts with Yule, which is today. Happy Yule, everyone. On December 21st, where we clear out old obsolete energies and set an intention for the coming year. And I'm going to guide you through a little ritual to start that work today. So I want to first guide you through an overview of the Celtic Wheel of the Year celebration, so you understand the big manifestation arc from Yule to Samhain and the big 8-part manifestation plan. So Yule is today, it is midwinter, it is the winter solstice, the original Christmas, the darkest day of the year, and yet at the same time the rebirth of the sun, since from now on the days will lengthen again. So Yule really is all about releasing the old in anticipation of the new and making space for that, and I will help you do that in a ritual today. Now, the Celts used mistletoe in their Yule rituals, which grows on their holiest of holy trees, the oak tree. And mistletoe symbolizes life and abundance, and they would also light fires, so-called Yule logs, to keep away dark spirits and welcome in good luck for the new solar year. And I'm going to tell you later how you can make your own in a really simple but beautiful way later. And then the next celebration is Imbolc, celebrated on the 1st of February, which is also the Chinese New Year here in Asia, the biggest celebration on this side of the planet. It's also known as Lady Day or St. Bridget's Day, and it represents the beginning of spring, the time when the first lambs are born and the first shoots come up from underneath the snow. And so our intentions start to come to life as well if we really start this year on Yule by setting an intention, clearing out old energies. And by the time Imbolc comes, we really are already starting to see our manifestation come to life. Maybe at first only in our thoughts, in our feelings, but something already changes. So the Imbolc ritual that I created for the Moon Tribe, in it we connect to the goddess Bridget, the Celtic fertility goddess. She rules the fire of the hearth as well as the fire of imagination and creativity. And the Celts celebrate in Imbolc to really honor these first stirrings of life, and these bonfires were lit in the honor of Bridget, and they also lit candles in every room just after sunset to celebrate the growing power of the sun and the lengthening of the days. Now on Imbolc, we really work further with the intentions for the new year that you make on Yule. So Imbolc really is the time to clear away the space for them to grow, like the snow slowly melting away to make space for the new flowers to pop up. And Imbolc can also be a time of facing challenges that are in the way of what we want to manifest. Maybe you've known this feeling that you make a big decision, you're getting, you're really like, okay, enough of this, I'm gonna make some kind of big change. Guys, if my dog starts to bark right now, don't get scared, but there is another dog in our garden and she won't like that. She's sleeping, maybe she won't notice. So, maybe when you set a big intention sometimes, you will feel resistance coming up. You're like, oh, finally I'm at this point, I'm gonna do this, you're excited, and then boom, something happens that's like right in your face, and that's resistance. that's literally something inside of you that is popping up that you need to actually work with. So this is a time of being tested. Do you really have the strength that's required to make a real lasting change? Do you have the commitment? Can you leave what is safe, comfortable, and familiar behind in order to grow and embody who you need to be so that you can receive what you want, right? So Imbolc is really a time to step out of your comfort zone, a time of new beginnings and of change, because this is how you grow and evolve, even if it's uncomfortable, or actually especially if it's uncomfortable. So Imbolc is the perfect time for healing. We're still drawn inwards since Samhain, and it's like we're still making our way out of the earth, out of the snow, and the only way out is through, right? Through our wounds, and that's why we have so many deep healing rituals and journeys within the Moon Tribe, whether you want to manifest love, good health or wealth, or to bring your calling as a healer to life. It is all there. And then the next celebration is Ostara on March 21st, spring equinox, and the Celtic goddess of the same name symbolizes spring and warmth and light, and is responsible for growth in nature. So it's the energy around this time of the year that's perfect for nurturing our intention by taking aligned action. Okay, we're starting to get a little bit more active here. Let me know if you have questions in the comments. I'm going to check them regularly. So the time of the spring equinox is about balance. It's midway between the cold and the hot season, and this balance also symbolizes the balance between the masculine and the feminine energies, the balance between the 3D and the shamanic realm, the spiritual realm, the energetic realm, the inner and the outer. But the year is now waxing, right? Nature is coming to life again. The sun is gaining in strength and the days are becoming longer and warmer. So the spring equinox is when all is in balance, although the underlying energy is already one of expansion. So this is a time when we're getting our energy back. It's a time to celebrate our own rebirth. And it's also time to start taking action on the dreams that you dreamt up today on Yule and that you cleared the way for on Imbolc. And it's also a time of falling in love. This could be with a new romantic partner or falling back in love with your current romantic partner. This could be falling in love with life itself, with yourself, with your work. It's really a great moment to invite in a renewed sense of passion and aliveness. So you see here, we're looking at nature, we're looking at the elements and the seasons, what is happening, and we are being conscious of that and looking at, okay, how can we bring that into ourselves? How can we use these energies to consciously create our own lives? Good. And then next there is Beltane. Share with me before. Hi Nicola, wonderful to have you here. One of my beautiful apprenticeship graduates, says Karen. Hi Kathleen, happy Yule to you as well. Let me know if you have questions about any of the celebrations I already covered or about this manifestation arc that we are discussing here. Let me know if you have celebrated any of these before. Have you celebrated Yule already at some point, or Imbolc, or Ostara, or Beltane? I have, of course, celebrated them all. And my favorite one is always Samhain. It's coming up later. So for now, we are at Beltane. So this is the next Celtic Sabbats in the wheel of the year after Ostara, celebrated on the 30th of April, the night before May Day. And here we celebrate the imminent arrival of summer. Beltane is about fertility and creativity, our ability to create, to give life, not just to our children, but also to our businesses and other endeavors. So if we look at our Celtic Wheel of the Year celebrations as one big arc of creation, then we can see that we have by now identified the desire, we have chosen what we want to manifest, we have set the intention, we have put the seed into the earth on Yule and Imbolc, and then on Ostara we let our divine feminine and masculine come together to water the seed, to fertilize it, to give it breath. And now at Beltane, we shine the power of the sun on it. We are ready to bring so much more energy to what we want to manifest, which is necessary if we want to actually see it appear in the 3D around harvest time. So traditionally what happened on Beltane, bonfires were lit and people danced around the bonfire and jumped over it to be purified by the flames, and the kettle was driven past the fires to protect them from negative energy, and everyone in the community relit their hearths from the same fire. So this is a time to keep our manifestation fire alive, to keep nurturing what we want to manifest through the feminine energy of, you know, loving it to life, thinking about it, feeling into it, getting excited about it, getting into alignment, and through the masculine energy, really, you know, once you are aligned and inspired, taking action on it, right? So in the Moon Tribe, the Beltane ritual really takes us deep into healing the feminine and the masculine forces within us so that we can be, you know, super relaxed and feel so nourished and so well taken care of, because we're really embodying our divine feminine. We're just, you know, we're in this queen pose where we lean back and all the good things just come to us. And at the same time, we are also able to take powerful action and create our dream life with ease, because we are also in harmony with our divine masculine. You know, all of us have the mother wound and the father wound to some degree, so you will know if it's more difficult for you to embody your divine feminine or your divine masculine. We all have some wounding there. It's really important to tend to that, to live a balanced life where we are not stressed, where we are not sick, where we really are relaxed and feel loved and loving, and we're living our purpose, and we're just, you know, just living a really, really good life on all levels. Okay, just checking your comments here. Yes, beginning to work with the wheel in more depth and understanding the stories behind them. That's beautiful, Nicola. Great, great. Now let me know in the comments if you know that you have some healing to do when it comes to the divine feminine and divine masculine within you. If you're always busy, you know, if you're always working, if you're always hustling, you know, if you always feel stressed, like there's too much to do and too little time, then you are too much in your masculine energy and not in your divine masculine, but in your toxic masculine. So that's really a time that's really a sign that you need to step more into your feminine energy. And if you are a dreamer, you know, you daydream a lot, you have visions and intentions, but you kind of self-sabotage by never following through with things, you don't really take action. You're like, you know, this viewer, it's like you're watching a film, but it's actually your life. Then you know that you're too much in your feminine and that you need to do some balancing on that end. Now let's talk about Lita. We have arrived at midsummer on June 21st. And, you know, this is the middle of the year, the middle point of our celebrations. And we are celebrating the longest day and the shortest night of the year. So this is literally the opposite side of the year than today. So in our big year-long act of creation, we have already done the big bulk of the work by now, and on Lita we get to bask in the fullness of that manifestation, even if it's just in the energy of it. We bask in it. We make it, you know, real by stepping into a reality where it has already manifested, so that we can really give birth to it at Lugnasa in August, or at the latest by the autumn equinox at Mabon. So this time is really like being pregnant with child. There is already so much evidence of the manifestation, right? You have this big belly, and we need to celebrate that so that the birth will be successful and easy. So our inner goddess is now really, you know, in her full power and with child, and our inner God is at the height of his presence, clarity, and focus, especially if we have done the healing between the divine feminine and masculine beforehand. So this is really a time where things are coming to fruition, and we need to celebrate whatever is already showing up, manifested, to make sure that the rest of the manifestation will fall into place with ease. You know, it's so easy to be impatient, to be like, oh, I should be further along, and to not even realize how far you've come. And that's another reason why I love it so much, when we are consciously creating this way by going step by step through the year. Always, you know, bringing a lot of intention to what we do and how we do it. Every like 1.5 months there is a new celebration, and that really makes it so easy for us to be present with what has happened and to appreciate the changes that we've already created, instead of just hustling on to the next thing. So this is, midsummer is a really good time of the year to do that. Having reached the peak point of the solar year, you know, and the sun's power, the summer solstice, also means that from now on we're going to be descending slowly but surely into the dark half of the year again. And We are step by step focusing more on going within to complete the wheel of the year. But first, we celebrated Lita, we give thanks at Lugnasa. So the theme of Lita is abundance. And so on our shamanic journey in the Moon Tribe, this is all about becoming your most abundant self, full of life and ready to give birth to any and all of your desires. Because really, to manifest whatever we want, we need to feel what we want as if it were already here, knowing that it is. There is a reality where it is already real, which is, the energetic reality, which is much more powerful actually than anything that has already manifested. So it is already energetically real, and you can already feel it and see it in the shamanic realm. You can visualize it. It just needs some clarity and some focus and some time and some action to keep manifesting into the 3D. And this process will be much faster if you align your vibration with what you want to create. And you can literally draw it into your experience by feeling it in the here and now. And that's what we do in the Moon Tribe on Lita, on a powerful journey through the oak tree into our future reality. It's one of my favorite journeys that I've created. I really love it. So magical. So let me know if you have questions so far. Before we move on to Lugnasa. I had the mother wound to heal, but being in your apprenticeship really helped me move through that. I feel very balanced now. I had to learn to surrender. That was hard. I'm so happy to hear that the apprenticeship was helpful for you and that you managed to surrender. I know how hard that is, but it's very, very, very good. Surrender, relax, let go of control. That is absolutely really, really important so that we can heal our divine feminine, the mother wound, and really just land more in our innate feminine power and, assume our queen poise, let the good things come to us. It is very, very important and something that unfortunately we are not really taught as women, but it is totally possible. Okay, now Lugnasa, August 2nd. We have at this point arrived halfway between the summer solstice at Lita and the autumn equinox Mabo, and we're celebrating the first harvest, the grain harvest. So in the old days, this day was marked with feasting, with fairs, with games, with dancing, singing, bonfires, and community gatherings on top of hills. So Lugnasa really is the festival of Lu, the great Celtic sun god, the god of light. And Lu, in turn, is celebrating his mother, who gave birth to him as the light. So looking at Lugnasa from that perspective as a celebration for the life-giving mother goddess, there's a lovely parallel to Greek methodology where the goddess Demeter is the goddess of the grain and the harvest. She's a symbol of the ripe corn, and her daughter Persephone is a symbol of the grain, of the seed that falls back into the earth, stays hidden in the earth during winter, and then reappears in the spring as new growth. Maybe you know the story. She marries Hades, god of the underworld, and then she always gets to return to her mother once a year, and that is spring. So this is really the real meaning of Lugnasa, that the present harvest already is at the same time the seed of all the future harvests, right? A woman pregnant with a girl already carries all the eggs of her unborn daughter. So in a way, she is already both mother and grandmother, embodying the magic of the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth, right? So at Lugnasa, we celebrate the first grain, the food that is life-giving, and at the same time, the grain needs to be cut before it can be made into something edible. So there is death here too. The sun god Lu dies at this time of the year, but there is already the promise of rebirth through the seed. Now, everything that lives dies sooner or later, and yet everything is also reborn. We are both flesh and blood and mortal, and yet our soul lives on forever, so we are immortal at the same time. And that is really what shamanism is also all about, consciously living this duality, using our bodies as well as our connection to spirit to heal ourselves and others so that we can thrive in that duality. And when it comes to life as creation and to our manifestation project, there's this duality too. We are manifesting something in the 3D that won't last forever, but who we become in the process as a soul, that growth is eternal and will take it with us into the next life and the next. Magical, right? And that's why the shamanic journey for Lugnasa in the Moon Tribe sheds light onto the bigger purpose of our manifestation, the real reason for why we actually want this. And it takes us deeper into awareness that we are the divine creatrix of our own life and that we hold all the power. Very good stuff. Good, let me check if you have questions about any of this before we move on to Mabon on the 21st of September, where we celebrate the autumn equinox, the original Thanksgiving, a harvest festival. So this is where light and darkness are once more in balance, but this time we walk into the cold and dark. Even here in Bali at this time of the year, we have eternal summer, we are at the equator, but we're slowly but surely approaching rainy season at this time. So it's a time to give thanks for the abundance in our lives and prepare to go inwards over the next coming weeks and months. And looking at the Celtic Wheel of the Year as a 12-month manifestation cycle, we have now arrived at the time where we have manifested our desire into the 3D, and now it is time to give thanks and to celebrate your efforts. And even if at this point your manifestation has not completely manifested, we celebrate anyways. Celebrating and being grateful are incredibly powerful forces in making manifestations happen, because we manifest through our emotions, right? So this time of the year is perfect to feel into what you love about yourself, what you're proud of, what you have mastered, what you are good at, what your special gifts are. You're just really loving yourself up at this point, and that will expedite your manifestation project into full manifestation. And it's also the perfect time to give thanks for all the abundance in your life, right? Maybe that's money, maybe that's love, friends, family, your spirit team, nature, the water you drink, the air you breathe. There's always so much to be grateful for. Now, a great way to do this is to invite some friends and family over to come together to eat, to share your abundance with them, and to let them know how important they are to you. We can never do that enough. And then we have arrived at my favorite Sabbath, which is Samhain on October 21st, the original celebration that Halloween is based on, which was the last day of the year in the Celtic calendar. It's the end of the harvest time and the beginning of winter, a typical time for elderly people to die back then. And that's why it has always been associated with death. So during this time of the year, the veil between the worlds is thinnest. That's why the Celts lit bonfires and dressed as spirits and made sacrifices to ward off evil spirits, to honor their ancestors and to please the gods to get through the winter. Now, what we can learn from this tradition is the importance of honoring death as a natural part in the cycle of life. If we ignore death, then we cannot live fully, for we will not appreciate life as the precious gift that it is. And if we do not celebrate death, then we also do not recognize that our souls are eternal. Now, as shamanic healers, we honor death and life alike through soul level healing, helping so many people to feel whole and expand their awareness of what life and death really is. And shamanism is soul level healing, right? We do that through extractions and retrievals. And, another tendency of humankind that I feel is deeply linked to the fear and ignorance of death is the avoidance of our shadows. So this is also a really important topic that comes into our life, or should come into our lives, into our awareness around the time of Samhain. Shadow work brings so much light, so much freedom, so much joy, so much power if we're willing to face our shadows, right? We need to face ourselves in our entirety to live a fulfilled, meaningful life. And really a wonderful way to become more aware of our shadows and to integrate them and to use them as a strength is the Dark Goddess Initiation, a 2-week deep dive into your subconscious to clear out anything that doesn't belong. This is one of the deepest journeys that I've created. It's gonna catapult you into your next level of purpose, power, and prosperity like nothing else. And this powerful at-home retreat is also included in the Moon Tribe. And that really completes our journey through the Celtic Wheel of the Year. It brings us back full circle to Yule. And now I want to invite you to do a little ritual with me. So I'm going to give you a moment to get your journal, get something to write. And I'm going to start drumming for you in a little moment to guide you within. But first, I want you to just feel into your biggest desire for 2024. That might already be crystal clear for you what that is. And maybe you have to think about that for a moment. And please don't think about the small stuff here. Of course, you can have more than one intention for a whole year, obviously. But I mean the number one intention, something big. So don't think about buying a car here or something like that. Think big. Like, I want to create a successful healing business with at least 10 high-level clients by the end of 2024. Or you might maybe heal from a chronic health condition you've had for a decade. Or you might want to fix your marriage that's been in disarray for the last 10 years. Something really, really important. And usually the most important stuff in our lives is linked to either health, wealth, or love. So choose what you want to have as your number one intention for the next year and write it down into your journal as a first step. And I would love to also know what your intentions are. Share with me in the comments. I would love to know. I would love to know what your number one dream is for the next year. And I also want you to think about why you don't already have this at this point. And I don't want you to fall into the victim trap here, Don't go into the bad economy or your horrible partner or, whatever, whatever circumstances, I'm too busy, whatever. It's never the circumstances, right? We manifest our circumstances by what's going on inside. So there's always some stuff in the way. If we don't already have what we want, there's some stuff in the way. And it's inside of us. It's not outside of us. The outside comes later. It's a manifestation of what's going on inside. So what is going on inside? Maybe that's some outdated thoughts, beliefs, feelings, some behavioral patterns that don't match what you want. Think about that for a moment. And, a great way to find out what exactly all of this stuff actually is that you need to really let go of if you want to manifest this in the next year is by reflecting on this year past. Not all of these issues will have originated in the last year. Many of them you will have carried around with you for quite a while. But you can really use 1 year, the last year, to go through everything that has been coming up. Because mostly the stuff that's painful that comes up for us, it's just a trigger of an original wound that happened much earlier, right? So I want to help you do that right now. So that you can really reflect on this year past with the goal of releasing what no longer serves you and move ahead unburdened with clarity and with power. And I really invite you to write your insights down. I'm going to guide you through each month. So this is supposed to help you create a detailed map of what you need to release so that you can continue this ritual on your own later. I'm going to give you some ideas of how to do that as well. Okay, I want to manifest a spiritual career breakthrough. I love that. Maybe you want to specify exactly what that breakthrough looks like. Does it result in more clients, more money, maybe both, in how you feel about your work? So that's definitely a great intention. Okay, so Nicola's saying, I'm ready to offer a year-long Dragon Priestess course. Ooh, I love Dragon Magic so much. I wasn't ready previously, as I had to work through many fears of being seen, particularly the witch wound. Ooh, I have a session coming up to heal the witch wound. If you're interested in that, you can send me a PM later, Nicola. This is such an important one for so many of us. So I'm going to hold a healing session, particularly for the witch wound in January, where I'm doing shamanic healing on you, extractions, retrievals. This has a lot to do with past lives, so it's very powerful stuff. Okay, now let's tune in for a moment to do this ritual. I want you to get really comfortable where you're sitting and to close your eyes for a moment. And I'm going to drum for you. So close your eyes, get comfortable. take a moment to just land in the present moment, in the here and now. Landing in your body first. Relaxing your brow, relaxing your jaw, softening your throat, relaxing your neck and shoulders down, relaxing your chest and belly, softening your lower back, softening your hips, your buttocks, your yoni. Letting go of any tensions in your thighs and calf muscles and feet. Relaxing your arms and hands. Your whole body is now completely relaxed. And you're now feeling into your breathing. Taking deep breaths in and out through the nose. Present, your thoughts slowing down, feeling yourself landing in your heart space. As you breathe in and out of your heart, with the intention of feeling yourself back through this year past, month by month, to create awareness of what no longer serves you and let it go in due course. Now feel into the following question. What was this year past like for you? Think back to January and the time of Imbolc. Did something happen back then that is still stuck in your body, your mind, or your heart, that you are now ready to release? Feel yourself back into the month of February. Did something happen in February that you can still feel the energetic remnants of right now in your body or in your heart or in your mind that you do not want to take with you into the next year? Just become aware of this as we move through this month by month. Awareness is always the first step in any transformational process. Feel yourself back into the month of March and Ostara. What happened back then that might still have a hold on you on some level? Thinking too much here, I want you to just really feel. This isn't about judging yourself or others or lamenting what happened. This is just about awareness and taking your power back so that you can create your life on your own terms. Feeling into April now. Did something happen then that still captivates your energy on some level? happened in April. Maybe it's just something much older that was triggered back then. Now feel yourself back into what happened in your life in May, around the time of Beltane. Are there energetic remnants that you can still feel in your body right now, or in your mind, or in your heart, that you know it's time to release? Feel yourself back into last June, the time of Lita, midsummer. What happened then that might still be affecting you negatively, that you can now let go of? What about July? Is your body, mind, or heart telling you at this moment that something happened back then needs your attention now? Just taking notes. Knowing that in due course you will be able to release all of that, everything that comes to your awareness now. Going back to August and Lunasa in your mind's eye. What stressed you back then, caused you pain, that might still be stuck somewhere in your system. Attention is drawn back to September, the time of Mabon. Is there anything left to release from that time? To October and Samhain. Does anything that happened there and then still need healing? About it all. Let this come from a felt sense, from an inner knowing. And what about last month? November. What is your intuition telling you? Is there still a negative emotion or some tension in your body left from that time? this month, December, Yuletide, what thoughts and beliefs that you might have been thinking just weeks or even days ago now seem outdated, ready to be released, so you don't take them with you into 2024. Okay, and I invite you to write down your insights. You can share them directly with us in the comments. If you want my input, then feel free to do that. If you just want to have it in your journal, that's also totally okay, but definitely write down everything that just came to you. This is your release map, okay? So I want you to really set your intention to let go of all of that during a ritual of your choice. We just started this powerful process. Now you are aware of what you need to let go of on all levels. And I'm going to give you some ideas now of how to make this into a ritual. First, we always need to set an intention, then we need to create awareness, and the next step is to do the release. The Rota is saying to see myself, to see my needs and connect with my real feelings, to speak up. That's your intention? If so, it's beautiful. Okay. So how do you continue this? You can make a really, really simple ritual for yourself. You can simply write everything that just came to you on a piece of paper and light a candle and then burn the paper to let go of it all. This is the simplest way, but it can be super powerful. Now you can even, you can do that lighting a bonfire in your garden if you want to make it even more special. You could also strengthen the power of the ritual by getting some mistletoe or some bushels of another evergreen plant like yew or holly to decorate your altar before you light your candle, as a symbol for the eternity of your soul and the inevitability of your intention coming true. And you can also, if you have a bonfire or a fireplace, you can burn the evergreen plants as well before you burn your piece of paper. And if you want to go even more elaborate, then you can create your own Yule log by decorating a piece of wood with anything you like that smells good or has cleansing powers when lit on fire, like mistletoe or holly or sage or cinnamon sticks. And then you light it on fire in your fireplace or another fireproof surface or outside in nature, and then you burn your paper with all of the old thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and patterns that you don't want to take with you into the new year. And I'm going to guide my apprentices onto a shamanic journey later today for a deep magical release. If you are already in the Moon Tribe or in Shamanic Stars, then you have access to that already. So that's going to be really, really beautiful. And I just want to remind you that I'm having some really, really cool specials right now. If you join the Moon Tribe, the Queen Plan, which also includes, in addition to the Celtic Wheel of the Year celebrations, it includes all of my best-selling do-it-yourself courses: Shamanic Chakra Healing for Abundance, Shamanic Inner Child Healing, the Dark Goddess Initiation, and the High Vibe Kit, as well as a private group to share and ask questions at any time to get my support. And in addition to all of that, the Shamanic Witch Plan includes a new moon and a full moon ceremony every single month, live on Zoom with me, so you can let go of what no longer serves you and call in what you want to experience instead, with ease and fun and magic. And our first ceremony will be on January 11th, and you can let me know now what topic you would like to start the year with. And to find out more about the Moon Tribe, go to my website, shamanicyoga.love/moontribe. I'm having some really cool specials that are only happening right now. The Shamanic Queen Plan has a holiday season discount that is going to expire on December 31st. And there are limited spaces for the Shamanic Witch Plan because I want it to have a real coven feeling for everyone. And I have saved the best for last. If you join the Moon Tribe on the Shamanic Witch Plan until tomorrow at this time, within the next 24 hours, then you are going to get to gift my Shamanic Inner Child Healing Series to a person of your choice. Your mother, your daughter, your sister, your partner, your best friend, it can even be a man. This will be your Christmas gift from you to them. Deep healing is the best gift you can give to anyone. And you can literally go through it together. Time spent together is my favorite type of gift to give to people. Because you're going to get access to it when you join the Moon Tribe. So join today and send me the email address of the person that you're gifting this course to within the next 24 hours before I go on my holiday. And I'll give them instant access to these powerful 8 inner child healings. Good. Lovely. Now let me know if you still have any questions before we're ending this beautiful Yule session. I hope that this was magical and beautiful for you and that you learned something that's going to serve you in the next year. I release not having all the pieces of the puzzle and trust that all will unfold as it should. I love that, Nicola. Yes, it always does, it always does, step by step. And really going through the year intentionally like we just did is going to ensure that you're getting each piece of the puzzle each step of the way. Nicola, I'm going to send you more info on the witch wound healing session. Anyone else who wants to have that info, let me know. I only have 2 spaces left in it. It's going to be a very small group session. Only 5 women are going to attend because I'm going to work on each woman in the session who's present one-on-one, doing shamanic extractions and shamanic retrievals for you, going into past lives, really looking for the core wounds, of why you might not, be feeling super happy to become visible as a healer or a witch in this lifetime, and really healing what happened there on a soul level so that you can step fully into your purpose with a lot of power and experience a lot of prosperity as well. Yeah, Dorota, happy to send you the info as well. Okay, all signups to anything at all are going to end tomorrow, just letting you know, because I really mean it when I say I'm going on holiday. I'm not going to be on social media for 2 weeks. I'm really excited to just spend time with my family. We have 2 new little kittens that are just adorable. A lot of work, but very adorable. And we're going to also see a lot of friends. We're not going to see family this year over Christmas since we just spent 2 months with them over the summer. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff to do here. We're going to travel. It's my partner's birthday, and yeah, a lot of stuff to look forward to. And I hope that you're gonna also have an amazing holiday time. I wish you so much love, and I am so excited for another beautiful year with all of you. Now, I know that some of you have wanted to book your complimentary free 30-minute chat with me to talk more about my apprenticeship in core shamanism, and there is no more spaces in my calendar. So the thing, what I've done for you, I'm not willing to postpone my holiday, but what I did do was open up spots for January already. So you can already book in, and all of the specials that we had for the holiday season, like the discounts, the scholarships, everything is gonna still apply to you if you book your call with me before the end of this year. And we're gonna have it in January. I'm still gonna give you all of the discounts and the special bonuses that I have. So if you wanna train as a shamanic healer and become really powerful and build your successful healing business as well, so that by the end of next year you're gonna be like, wow, I have my own business, I'm helping so many people to heal in the most powerful ways and feeling so fulfilled and feeling so prosperous. If that's what you want to create in 2024, then I'm really happy to talk to you in January. I'm coming back from my holiday on January 4th. And I look forward to seeing you then. Lots of love, and bye for now. Namaste.